Chapter 1082 of One Piece features the shocking death of Vice Admiral T-Bone and the rising threat of the Cross Guild, as well as the unexpected return of Sabo. This video is packed with character development, secret revelations, and lots of plot points that will take us towards the potential endgame of the series. I'm going to be uncovering the mystery surrounding Buggy's new ambition, Mihawk's role in the Cross Guild, as well as Sabo's hidden knowledge. Not only will we be discussing the significant impact of T-Bone's death upon the story, we'll also be revealing surprisingly new information about Buggy's past and his connections with Shanks and Roger. Plus, we'll delve into fan reactions and theories about what's to come in the upcoming chapters of One Piece. Trust me, you don't want to miss the end of this video where we'll be talking about the real Pirate King versus the People's Pirate King, so be sure to stick around until the end of the video to discover the explosive truth about the Reverie that Sabo is about to reveal now that he has returned from the Lulusia Kingdom. Get ready to dive into chapter 1082 as things may be on the verge of erupting into an all-out war as the race for the One Piece heats up. The shocking news of Vice Admiral T-Bone's death takes center stage at the beginning of this chapter. T-Bone was killed by a civilian seeking his cross-guild bounty, and this underscores the growing threat that has been posed by this new organization. The reactions of key marine figures like Sengoku and Suru to this new development provide insight into the gravity of this situation. As they discuss the incident in the Marine HQ cafeteria, their concern about the rising influence of Cross Guild becomes evident. Sengoku speaks to Suru about marines who have bounties on their heads now, discussing Cross Guild, as Nina tells Sengoku and Suru that Garp has teamed up with Sword and that Kujaku may also be with them. As the Cross Guild continues to grow in power, the consequences following T-Bone's death and the marines' reaction to it will likely have a significant impact on the story. Buggy, the leader of Cross Guild, is seen to be speaking to a poverty-stricken man whose family is on the brink of starvation. Now, this man has just received payment for assassinating Vice Admiral T-Bone, and it is apparent that Buggy is supporting the man and his family. In return, the man is expected to join Cross Guild, with Buggy vowing to protect him from the Navy. This interaction serves to demonstrate that Cross Guild appeals to ordinary citizens, who might see them as an alternative source of support and income, as well as protection in a world that's been threatened by various forces, as well as the long history of corruption from the world government and the Marines that has waned the trust that the citizens have in them. This chapter also reveals that Cross Guild has completed the construction of their ship, and it's Buggy's men who have built the vessel with a distinct clown theme, including a figurehead that bears Buggy's face, which is a massive tribute to their leader who they are obsessed with. Despite Buggy reassuring Mihawk and Crocodile that he would handle the building of the ship, both of them seem to be displeased with the final outcome, and they question whether if they are expected to utilize such a ship. Now, this scene highlights the differing priorities and opinions amongst the Cross Guild leadership, with Mihawk and Crocodile really being in charge of everything and Buggy just being a figurehead. As the three of them head towards a meeting, Buggy's underlings in the meantime celebrate the completion of the ship. Now, during this Cross Guild meeting, we see a conversation between Crocodile and Mihawk as they speak about the increased public awareness of Cross Guild and its growing threat to the Navy. The two of them speak about Crocodile's plan for establishing a military nation called Utopia, which would not be threatened by any force. Mihawk advises Crocodile that they need to gather more power before executing such an ambitious plan. Now, during this discussion, a beaten Buggy interrupts them as he expresses his disapproval of Crocodile's plan, and he argues that this is not what pirates do. Buggy then tells Mihawk and Crocodile that Shanks is making his move now, and that they both were part of Goldie Roger's crew years ago, stating that circumstances had prevented them from going to Laugh Tale back then. As Buggy goes on to say that when he was sailing with Shanks, they both had so much potential for the future, but he had known that he couldn't measure up to this potential, and he would be unable to keep up with Shanks, so for this reason he had abandoned his dream. Now, this chapter delves into Buggy's past through a flashback which takes place 24 years ago, taking us to the day of Goldie Roger's execution. Now, this flashback provides insight into Buggy's motivations and his relationship with Shanks, as it reveals that Buggy had secretly hoped that Shanks would succeed Roger as the next Pirate King. This flashback shows a conversation between Buggy and Shanks as a young Shanks reveals that he is postponing his dream to form a crew and reach Laugh Tale. He states that he isn't ready to go to Laugh Tale yet, but he is still going to be a pirate, and he offers Buggy to come with him, but Buggy refuses to work under him, as he asks himself whether if Shanks even cares about following in Roger's footsteps. He then tells him that it was Shanks' fault that he had lost his treasure map, and that he still hasn't forgiven him for that, and he should watch his back for the next time that they meet. Back in the present day, Buggy tells Mihawk and Crocodile that Shanks is finally making his move, but what good is it now? Somehow, due to luck or pure chance, thanks to the formation of Cross Guild, Buggy is once again on equal footing footing with Shanks. This leads to Buggy pathetically exclaiming that he wants to be the king of the pirates, as he tells Mihawk and Crocodile that they should not only aim for wealth and power, but they should also aim for the ultimate treasure, the One Piece. However, both Mihawk and Crocodile reject the idea of helping Buggy in his mission, as Crocodile points out that Buggy lacks a proper plan to go through with this, while Mihawk asks if he really expects Crossgill to pick a fight with Shanks, Blackbeard and the Straw Hats. Surprisingly undeterred by these statements, Buggy confidently argues that their objective is simply to outmaneuver these rivals in the race for the treasure. He then rallies his men as he announces that it is time for Crossgill to claim the One Piece. This bold declaration garners the support of the Cross Guild members, much to the surprise and frustration of Mihawk and Crocodile. And I have to say that it was absolutely amazing seeing Buggy finally speak out and to argue back and stand up for himself against Mihawk and Crocodile, who have been bossing him around for God knows how long. Meanwhile, at the Kamabaka Queendom, the Revolutionary Army welcome a ship that is approaching the island. The ship turns out to belong to Sabo, who has managed to survive the destruction of the Lulusia Kingdom, and thankfully he has safely returned to the Revolutionary Army. Sabo's escape was made possible by boarding a Lulusian ship, which was also carrying survivors from the kingdom. Now, upon arrival, Sabo asks the revolutionaries to assist the survivors. He explains that he was unable to communicate with the Revolutionary Army earlier because he had lacked access to an encrypted transponder snail, which would have allowed him to make calls without being monitored by the Marines. With Sabo's safe return, it is revealed that he wasn't in Lulusia when the kingdom was destroyed, and additionally the survivors from Lulusia have expressed their desire to join the cause of the Revolutionary Army, indicating that they aligned with the organization's goals and objectives. In the final moments of chapter 1082, the narrative shifts to focus on Sabo's return and his meeting with Dragon and Ivankov. This reunion is significant because it not only confirms Sabo's survival, but it also hints at an important revelation regarding the events that had transpired at the Holy Land of Marijo. Sabo expresses his desire to discuss a matter privately with Dragon and Ivankov, emphasizing that the information which he is about to share is of such gravity that it puts their lives at risk. The anticipation and tension is just building as Sabo is about to divulge the truth about the mysterious occurrences during this year's Reverie. In the context of Sabo's meeting with Dragon and Ivankov, it's important to note that Sabo was not in the Lulusia Kingdom when Insama had obliterated the island. Instead, he was on a ship transporting Lulusia citizens who wished to join the Revolutionary Army as they were traveling to the Kamabaka Queendom. This new information raises questions about Sabo's actions and his motives during that period of time, as well as the possible implications of his survival. This chapter ends with Sabo's determination to reveal the truth about what had happened at Marijo, leaving readers very excited for the next chapter of One Piece, as well as the expected revelations that will hopefully reveal some of the biggest mysteries of the One Piece world. Some of the reactions to this chapter have been totally insane. Everyone is thrilled to see Sabo's return and his survival, with some speculating that he had been at Lulusia Kingdom in the first place in order to warn them of an impending attack. Theories have also emerged about Sabo and Vivi both having witnessed Imusama, and the potential for this information to begin an all-out war. A lot of people, including myself, are very excited for what Sabo has to reveal. Following this, Buggy's character had a massive shout out in chapter 1082. There was a lot of depth added to his character, which has been widely praised, with many readers expressing their love for his growth throughout the series. His interactions with Mihawk and Crocodile have gained particular attention, as has his drive to keep Roger's legacy alive. Fans are excited to see how Buggy's story will now unfold in the future. The potential parallel between Buggy and Luffy's journeys towards becoming Pirate King have also gained a lot of speculation amongst fans, with Buggy supposedly being the Pirate King of the people, while Luffy is the true Pirate King. I look forward to seeing how this unfolds as we head towards the endgame of the series. T-Bone's death has also stricken a chord with readers who appreciate his dedication to doing good deeds and his unwavering sense of justice. Many people are upset with his unexpected passing, and I hope for one that we can all remember the impact that he had on the story. Mihawk's involvement within Cross Guild has also sparked some discussions about his motivations and his potential future actions. Some fans believe that he will now be forced to step up and take a more significant role within the organization, as they now will be pursuing the One Piece. It seems very likely that we will be getting the Zoro vs Mihawk rematch, which we have been waiting years for. Lastly, how chapter 1082 had explored the past relationship between Buggy, Shanks and Roger has given readers new insight into these characters and their motivations, as well as shedding some light on Buggy's feelings and his hidden love for Roger and his belief in Shanks' potential. This recent chapter of One Piece has given us a lot to speculate and talk about. The shocking death of Vice Admiral T-Bone highlights the growing threat of the Cross Guild, whilst the return of Sabo and his his hidden knowledge promises to reveal some crucial information about the Reverie in the upcoming chapters. Additionally, Buggy's character development, his unexpected expectations of Shanks, and his respect for Goldie Roger, as well as his renewed ambition for the One Piece, have excited a lot of fans, as has the potential showdown between Zoro and Mihawk, which is very likely to happen if Cross Guild have now joined the race for the One Piece. A lot of people are thrilled about Sabo's survival and the mysteries surrounding his experiences at the Reverie. The depth added to Buggy's character has also been widely praised, as the story is truly moving forward with the stage set for an all-out war as the race for the One Piece heats up, and I cannot wait to see how the story unfolds in the upcoming chapters. Let me know your thoughts about chapter 1082. Did you enjoy this review, and was there anything that I've forgotten to mention about this recent chapter? Be sure to continue the discussion in the comments, and definitely subscribe to the channel so that you're the first to see my latest One Piece analysis videos. As the series approaches the endgame, there is going to be a lot to talk about. So as always, thanks for making it to the end of this video, and I can't wait to see you in my next One Piece video.
If you enjoy my content, then you can support my channel through Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or even through YouTube by becoming a channel member. You will gain access to exclusive channel perks and a Discord server which I frequently use. So become a member of my Zero Division and be the first to know about my upcoming videos. And once again, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.